Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. This is Cooper D TV and my name is Tamar, and in this video I am going to talk about my infertility journey. So if you clicked on this video, you know I'm going to be talking about my infertility journey. And if you saw my last few videos or my last video, you know that, I've suffered through some things. Like last year, I think my last video that I posted was my Mother's Day video and how moms like me feel on Mother's Day. Yeah, that was a sad video. It was a very sad video, and while I'm not trying to, I'm not gonna make light of infertility, this video isn't gonna be like a super sad video. I just don't want it to be that sad. I am gonna talk about miscarriage, I am gonna talk about infertility, things like that have gone on with me, and our plans for the future. So yes, if you would like to know about all of those things, keep watching. I thought my sister was listening to me. My story starts out before I got married, and I want to say like 2010? I don't even remember what year it was. A lot of things that were going on during that time were a big blur, and I realized a lot of that stuff was because of my hormones being out of whack and my health conditions that I didn't know about just yet. I decided to go to my doctor, and I went to an OBGYN because I hadn't been there before. At the time, I was not sexually active, so there was no reason really in my mind that I needed to go. I'm glad that I did go though, because I found out that I had PCOS, and that is polycystic ovary syndrome. If you didn't know what PCOS was, that is what it's called. And then my OBGYN suspected that I had hypothyroidism, but it was never actually confirmed, which is a big deal. It's you should have confirmed that, because I would probably have not gone through a lot of the things that I've gone through. That's a whole nother situation in itself. There are videos that I'm gonna be making because these doctors. I got diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome I want to say early on, but I can't remember exactly what year that was. Like I said, a lot of things, even when the doctor told me that I had it, her voice just turned into the teacher from the Peanuts. It was just wah, 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 wah. I didn't hear her at all. Nothing she said after polycystic ovary syndrome, I didn't hear it. I still don't remember what she said, to be honest with you. Everything that I learned about PCOS, I Googled. I asked another doctor. I had no idea, because I just was in this, I thought my uterus was gonna fall out. I thought I was never gonna have kids ever in my life. Just wasn't gonna be able to ever get pregnant. I thought the super duper worst. After hearing that I had that and possibly having hypothyroidism, and stuff, I knew going into marriage already that it was going to be a struggle to get pregnant. I knew that already. I was oh, we're not going to get pregnant immediately. There's no way, because I got issues, Probably going to need a doctor, a something to help us along in the situation. So I figured that. But a miracle happened, and we got pregnant within the first couple months of being married. So we got married February 2016. I found out that we were pregnant on my husband's birthday. His birthday is actually Cinco de Mayo, and I found out on that day, and I think I was about I was about 5 weeks and 3 days or 4 days, something like that. And I got something on my nose. Hold on. I think I'm okay now. I gotta check. Amen. So We got married February 2016, and like I said, we found out we were pregnant on Cinco de Mayo, and we were so excited. We were like, wow, we got pregnant really soon. Like, we did not expect this. Whoa. It's hard to think that once you get pregnant that anything bad is gonna happen, especially if it's your very first pregnancy. You're just like, oh, it'll be fine. But that wasn't the case for us. Unfortunately, we found out at our first ultrasound that we had like a miscarriage. And I'll have to do another video talking about like that whole process with our miscarriage. I talked about it a little bit, but I think I just talked about some of the emotional things that I went through. I think I'll do like a sit down, like story time, like talking about what actually happened. Cause like I said, these doctors though, being a woman and being a black woman in these doctors' offices and stuff, like, come on, listen to people. That's all I'm saying. My husband and I ended up finding out that we were we were in the process of miscarrying at our first ultrasound, and that was like number one, like top of the hardest things that you ever go through in life kind of thing. That was it for us. I'd like every person that I've met that has gone through it, I want to give them like a big hug a lot of times, but then you want to be sensitive to people. But it's not something that you ever, like, I wish that no one would ever have to deal with something like this ever in their lives. I had a very like traumatic miscarriage. The first one was very traumatic, and it lasted a lot longer than it should have. Later on that year, September and November, I had chemical pregnancies, which a lot of times doctors don't like to consider those as miscarriages. But when that egg meets the sperm and it fertilizes, okay, Tamar here believes that life begins at conception, so that's a baby, okay? If I got a positive pregnancy test at some point, that means there was a baby there. The hormone said that there was a child. So chemical pregnancy means it ended in miscarriage very, very early on. We had a miscarriage May 2016. We had chemical pregnancy September 2016, and then we had another chemical pregnancy in November of 2016. 2017, as far as we know, we did not get pregnant at all. And we had been trying, and that was a crazy year because we actually moved from Virginia to California, and that was a whole nother situation in itself. I'm glad we're here though. We have been enjoying our time in the desert. All of last year was a struggle too. We found out a bunch of things about me. Oh, I need to rewind. Let's go back. So I said September and November of 2016, I had chemical pregnancies. After that third miscarriage, I had switched OBGYNs because I was like, look, y'all not listening to me. I need to get a second opinion about this miscarriage. I don't know what's going on. So I was at the new OB, at that new office, and my OB pretty much said, like, you know, these things happen and all that. I remembered that my OB from years back suspected that I had hypothyroidism, and I said, can you test my thyroid? I keep trying to tell y'all, these doctors, they don't like to listen, because I had to beg my doctor to test my thyroid. Like, I had to beg her. She was just like, I don't think that's it. These things just happen. It's okay, you know. And part of the reason why she was kind of saying that is because they don't like to count your chemical pregnancies as actual miscarriages. They want you to be like beyond 4 weeks and, you know, that kind of thing, and for it to be counted as a pregnancy and counted as a miscarriage as well. The reason why she was kind of saying, you know, oh, these things happen is because in her mind, I only had one miscarriage. So I was trying to beg her, hey, can you test my thyroid? Oh, I don't think that that's it, you know, but we'll test it anyway, you know. Eventually, you know, she decided that she wanted to test my thyroid, and I was like, okay, cool. Come back, and lo and behold, my thyroid is jacked, just messed up, okay? My thyroid was completely underactive. It was not regulating my body the way it was supposed to. By the way, if you did not know this little gland here in your thyroid, your throat, that right there, that regulates everything in your body. This gland being healthy is like one of the most important things in your body. So it would make sense that my body can't sustain a pregnancy because my thyroid wasn't working properly. I have to now be on medication pretty much for the rest of my life if I want my hormones to be in check. Okay, so I'm now on that medication at that point. So this is like the end of 2016. Get on the medication, get my thyroid regulated, or so I thought. I am now at the point of where if we fast forward through 2017, because we didn't get pregnant in 2017, 2018 comes, and in October and November, I had 2 more chemical pregnancies back to back. At this point, we're like, okay, well, we need to figure out what's going on. We don't know why we're not getting pregnant and why when we do get pregnant, we can't sustain a pregnancy. We don't understand what's going on. So my OB here in California referred me to a RE, which is a reproductive endocrinologist. I don't think you stupid. I'm just telling you, just in case you don't know what a RE is, okay? We go to our reproductive endocrinologist, and he does blood work after blood work. When I tell y'all, like, I felt like a human juice box, just taking all my blood. I had nothing left. We get to this point where we are now. I had all my blood work done, and then I had what was called a sonohystogram. I think I said that right. It's pretty much a saline ultrasound where they pump saline and water into your uterus. Your uterus expands a little, and they do an ultrasound just to see if you have any polyps or fibroids or anything like scar tissue or anything going on in your uterus that would prevent a fertilized egg or a baby, like I said, to implant into your uterus. What they found in my uterus is a fibroid, which I can actually show you a picture of it, like right here. Right there. See? So he pretty much said, well, if you plan on having babies at any point in time, you need to get this removed. So that is the next step. And as I am filming this right now, today is March 25th, 2019, and I have my pre-op appointment on March 27th, and my surgery date is actually April 8th. So not that long away, only a couple weeks. The surgery that I'm gonna be having is called a hysteroscopic myomectomy, I think. I can tell you more about it after my pre-op appointment. And this is actually my first surgery. So I don't know how to feel. I've never been put under before, and I've never, like I said, I've never had surgery. So it's a little scary, especially being in such a little intimate area. I am gonna take you guys along with me on this journey to baby Cooper. That's what the series is gonna be called, because, you know, I wanna document everything that goes on with this, because I honestly feel like not a lot of people, like, I've seen infertility videos, I've seen people talk about all the things that go on, but I'm gonna be honest, in real life it is somewhat of a taboo subject, but we don't talk about it very often, if you know what I mean. Like, I see a few people here on YouTube that look like me, okay, that talk about their infertility journey, but not a lot. So I'm gonna take the camera with me to talk about all of the things. I'm gonna do some sit down videos and talk about the sonohystogram, my experience with that. I'm more than likely gonna talk about the story. I'm gonna have a story time about the very first miscarriage that I had, and also might try to get my husband to do a video and talk about his experience. Please follow along with me. I don't know if you're that interested in my life, but hey, I'm gonna post a video anyway. If you've had that surgery before, tell me about it in the comments. How was your recovery? Were you able to go back to work after a few days, because that's what they told me. They were like, yeah, you'll be fine in like 2 days. And I'm like, but you all up in these places, deep in the depths. If you'd like to follow along, please subscribe and like the video and share it if you want to. That'd be cool. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.